Once upon a time, there was a lovely village, and there, deep in the woods, lived Snot, the unemployed jester. Snot was unemployed, and he had no job. One day, Snot saw an ad. You see, earlier that very day, way on the other side of the village, within a heavily armed moat, in their fancy old castle, the king and queen sat bored. The king said, "You know what we need?" The queen looked at him. "A jester," the king continued. "My brother Chaz has one, and it's like a party at his castle all the time." The queen considered it and agreed, "Yes, we must have a jester." She picked up the phone and said, "Ad department, please. I'd like to place an ad. Wanted, one jester. Must be funny, talented, and delightful. Begin tonight. Follow the alphabet forest to the castle. Signed, the Queen." Snot had never been to the castle before, and he hadn't even heard of the alphabet forest. But a job is a job, and really, he hadn't had an adventure in a long time, so off he went. Snot felt great being out in the forest, and it seemed like he walked forever, until finally, Snot was thrilled to see the A. Snot found the B in full bloom, and he was on his way. Meanwhile, back at the castle, everyone zinged and zanged as they prepared for what was turning into a huge banquet that very night. And don't ask me how, but Snot got himself stuck in the sea. Soon enough, Snot found from the center of the D, the E and the F looked like twins. Back at the castle, excitement was building. Everyone was baking and cooking and cleaning and all manner of getting ready. In the alphabet forest, Snot thought the G was quite grand, and the H and the I were quite friendly. Snot had to hide in the J, because as you can see, the K was much too crowded. Snot had a long chat with the L and lost all track of time. Meanwhile, back at the castle, things were sure heating up. It had been a long time since they'd had a party, and there was much to do, but it was light work, and everyone was happy doing it together. Snot had to get to the castle, he knew, but the M was really big, and the N was even bigger. The O was surprisingly great fun. The S had an excellent swing, and once, just for practice, Snot balanced the T on his nose. Sitting on the U, Snot felt like a king. And would you look at that? The V was an amazingly perfect fit for Snot. The W was wild and wacky, and Snot loved looking at it. Almost missed the X because it was so itty-bitty, but Snot found it anyway. Snot tried to fit in, but the Y, it turns out, wasn't very comfortable. And then from high atop the Z, Snot could see the castle, so full of life and excitement. Snot looked back. What a great adventure in the alphabet forest. Snot turned around again and felt a jolt of excitement when he saw, could it be? Yes, it is, the number 1. Snot had to see it, and there he went off on another adventure, not seeming to care at all that Snot was unemployed and he had no job.